Greetings and great morning. You know what day it is. Oh, we all know what day it is. It's Transformative Tuesday, y'all. As always, I'm Dennis R. Holden, Mr. Motivation, the CEO of Herald of Hope Books and Inspiration. And guess what? I'm coming to you. Each and every one of you with some words of encouragement, of uplifting. I'm trying to reset your mind, your body, your focus, and your drive for a new day, a new season, a new opportunity. Wake up and lend me your ears on this Transformative Tuesday. Here we are blessed with another Transformative Tuesday in the month of April. Happy Tuesday, happy April, happy blessed day to each and every one of you, whatever time you find yourself tuning in and taking part in this video. I pray that this finds you doing well, that you find yourself focused to take on a new day, and that you're ready to go forward. Because guess what? It's Transformative Tuesday, y'all, and we got things to do. Our quote for today continues to walk along the lines of our topic for the month of April, which simply says that let's start again. What I'm asking you to do is to realize that I'm not asking you to act like you bumped your head and got amnesia, that you don't know how you stumbled into the second quarter of this month, of this year, and continue to go forward in 2024. No, what I'm asking you to do is to take the lessons that you've learned and be a little bit wiser, to take the insights that you gained and apply them to the process of living your life, to continue to remind yourself that yes, I might have stumbled, I might have lost my way, but guess what? I'm continuing to press on. And our quote for today, well, guess what? It walks along those same lines. Our quote for today simply states that when we change the way we look at things, come on, the things we look at can change for us. Oh, somebody say that with me this morning. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at can change. Now, this is what you're talking about, man. You're asking me to start again. You're asking me to reset, refocus, and step into a new day. Well, yeah, that's transformative thinking. That's transformative logic. That is that thing I'm always asking us to do. Transform into the next best version of yourself. And the only way to truly do that is to realize that, guess what? You have to change your perspective. You have to change your attitude. You have to change that set line of thinking that you've gathered thus far, what you've used thus far, the lessons you've learned, the information that you've gained, the insights that you've been able to apply to life have been blessing, have been a beautiful thing to bring you to this point in life. But guess what? You must continue to grow. You must continue to learn. You must continue to evolve. To continue doing that process, you must be willing to do what? Change. Change is one of the most basic concepts of what we do. You don't believe me? I tell you what, none of us like to repeat the same thing over and over. I don't want to go back to the 7th grade. You don't want to. We expected to, once we pass the 7th, to go to the 8th. Once we graduated high school, to move on to the next part of life. On and on. We like change. We like to progress and go forward. Well, it's necessary to truly incite change. You must be willing to see change. You must be willing to expect change. You must be willing to progress forward in change. So that's why I said to truly, when we change the way we look at things, what I'm asking you to do is do what? Challenge your perspective. Oh, somebody say it with me. He talking about challenging or changing my perspective this morning. Do you realize in 2024 that having a perspective and a focus are going to be key for you to be able to start again? To understand where you are, where you currently want to go, but also the greater possibilities of what you can do beyond that. That's a changing of perspective, of focus, of a greater understanding and an application of the insight that you gained thus far. That's going to allow you to start again. Start again being wiser. Start again being stronger. Start again being more encouraged so you can go forward and grow forward in this thing called life and not just go through the motions. Now, what I'm asking you to do, I'm just asking us to change our perspective this morning. Now, Dennis, you're talking about changing my perspective. Okay, you got my attention. Lock in with me, because I'm ready to go to 12. When I say change your perspective, I just need you to simply, let's take 3 steps. We're going to take it real easy because I told you we're starting again. So what I need you to do is take a hold of those doubts, hey, and change them into your drive. Come on and walk with me this morning. Those things that you're willing to talk yourself out, tell yourself how you're not able, tell yourself how you never recover, telling yourself how you can't do this, you can't do that, the opportunity is not going to present itself, you can't get to nursing school. Who do you think you are starting a business? They don't believe in you. On and on and on. You see how willingly you absorb those things? How willingly you continue to precipitate on those things, or continue to perseverate on those words, and just continue to allow yourself to regurgitate that same nonsense over and over and over. See, when I said it, regurgitate sounds nasty, right? That's what you're doing to yourself. Talking yourself down, tearing yourself down, naturally putting that poison into your veins and your possibilities. When I'm asking you to take hold of your drive and say, why not me? Why can't I go forward? Why can't I get into nursing school? Why can't I start that business? Why can't my life improve and I get out of debt? Why not me? What I'm saying to each and every one of us is, hey, guess what? Just like you can talk yourself out and tell yourself a million reasons why you can't do something, I need you to come up with 2 million as to why you can't. But that's going to take drive. That's going to take an understanding to realize that it is the easy thing. It's the average thing to talk negatively, to tear yourself down. But all it takes strength, all it takes drive, it takes determination to build yourself up brick by brick, step by step, taking hold of the wisdom, the insights, and the understanding. So guess what? You can start again. So what am I telling you first thing this morning? You got to let go of them doubts. You got to change your perspective on those doubts. Hey! And allow yourself to see yourself in the driver's seat of your life so you can drive on into the next level of your destiny. Now you say, well, I'm driving on to. I told you it's Transformative Tuesday. The next thing I'm asking you to do, hey, I need you to let go of those reluctancies, those things that you just want to, I just don't know, and I can't make a decision. You do know that no decision is a decision. No action is an action. You do realize that being neutral in situations that involve pushing your life forward, that involve you changing and progressing and growing, by not making a decision, by not actively engaging in your life, you made a decision. You're giving up. You're giving in to the winds and change of life. Guess what? That takes no effort. That takes no applause. You want somebody to applaud you? Because I didn't make a decision. Whatever happened, happened. I reluctantly just gave in, and I just didn't fight against it. I just did the best I could with what I had, Dennis. You don't understand. Yes, I do understand. Trials and tribulations come to each and every one of us. You think you're different. You think you stand apart. You think that just because you had a couple of bad circumstances knock at your door, you get to lay down. You think just because you had some hardships just on yesterday. Dennis, you don't know my story. No, I don't know your story, but guess what? We all got a story. You don't get to cling to that, but what you get to do, what I'm pressing upon you to do is to be resilient. Remember that, guess what? You didn't go through those set of circumstances. You grew through them. You didn't go through it for nothing because you became wiser. You became stronger. You became more capable. You allowed yourself to come into a greater understanding of the person that you're capable of being. Had you not come up against that set of circumstances, had you not found yourself with your back against the wall, had you not found yourself leaping over the hurdles of these circumstances of life, you'd have never honed your skills. You never learn how to fight your way out of that corner. You'll never understand how to appreciate when things got better for you. When you got to what we like to call that better. I want to get to that place where it's a little easier to maneuver, to enjoy to see the prosperity and the fruits of my labors. When I want to see my life continue to progress, when you do realize that, guess what? You're going to have to be resilient. You're going to stand your ground. Understand that I didn't get here by accident. I didn't stumble into the blessings of my life. I didn't trip into the greater circumstances. I didn't complain my way into a greater possibility of life. No, I decided to, guess what? Take a hold of that drive and be more resilient. To stand my ground and continue to fight and go forward, because guess what? I know what I want. And once I set my mind, I told you before, when you set your mind on what you want, when you set your gaze and have a vision for greater excellence, greater possibilities, and purposeful effort, guess what? You gonna meet opposition. So now that your mind is made up, you gotta stand your ground. You gotta fight. You gotta continue to press on and know that greater days, greater possibilities, greater strength are all yours. So you can do that thing I'm always saying we need to do. Transform into your next best self. Last but not least, I need you to just come on. Keep the faith. Keep the faith, and guess what? I do need you to keep the faith, but I need you to, guess what? Acknowledge those fears. I need you to change your mind about those fears, because it's so easy to be, I'm so afraid. If this happens to me, I don't know if I can make it. And you just don't know what I've been afraid of. Let me ask you something. We all remember being children, being afraid of something, right? Being afraid of there's a monster in the closet, up under your bed, Freddy Krueger or whatever a horror monster just waiting around the corner to get us as a child. That was a childlike fear of things. But guess what? We grew out of that because guess what? Freddy Krueger was never there. Jason was never there. That monster was never under the bed. He was never in the closet. What I'm saying is, why are you talking yourself out of things and circumstances and making them up, using your imagination to scare yourself and to allowing yourself to lean on greater faith? Just like I told you, just like you could think of all those negative things, why can we imagine? Why is it so easy to imagine the most horrific outcomes? To think of the worst case scenario first, instead of seeing the greater possibilities, the possibilities of promise that lie before each and every one of us. We are amazing creatures that we will use our faith, our hope, our dreams and aspirations to talk ourselves down, to tear ourselves down, to scare ourselves to death. But we don't want to use those same tools and abilities to build ourselves up, to encourage us. We want to say, what if it goes bad? What if the wheel falls out? What if the engine falls out? What if the business fails? We don't ever want to say, but what if I become a millionaire? What if I prosper? What if my family prospers and we continue to grow? What if I step into this program and I'm the best nurse that's ever been, the best doctor they ever saw, the best therapist that's ever been? What if I create the business that can save the world, that can change the world as we sit and talk about it? We never what if those possibilities, but we accept wholeheartedly the dark times. I need you to open, just like you open your arms and your mindset to accept the bad, open your arms wide and accept the good. Stand in your faith. Build on that faith. Fight in that faith. Because it's that faith that's going to allow us to stand. That faith is going to allow us to continue to break the codes of our lives. What codes are we breaking? Dennis, the codes of possibilities. Because when you break the codes of possibilities, you stir up that thing I call hope. Hey, you get hope stirred up, a little fire comes up. And when that fire comes up, now you got faith. But now, that's not the easy part. Stirring it up and getting the fire was good. But guess what? Anybody knows that when you get a good fire going, what you got to do? You got to keep feeding it. You got to feed it with affirmations. You got to feed it with encouragement. You got to continue to watch over it diligently, focused on it, knowing that guess what? I got to keep this thing burning. It might dull down a little bit, but I'm going to keep it burning. It might rain outside a little bit on my head, but I'm going to keep it burning. I'm going to continue to hang in there because guess what? All those fears, I'm going to let them go to the wayside. I didn't say that you act like they don't exist. I didn't say you act like I've never experienced them. I'm not saying like I've never been afraid. We all have fears. That's what makes us human beings. But guess what? We all have the choice. Hey, we have the opportunity. Hey, we have the greater authority to claim greater power, greater understanding, and live in a faith that continues to allow us to grow, to evolve where we currently stand. What I'm telling you is you have the power. When I say start again, it's to start again with a renewed focus, with a renewed drive, with a greater perspective. You, me, we have the ability to take hold of that power, that authority in our lives and change our perspective. To see those doubts and decide, guess what? I'm going to tap into my drive now. The doubts want me to run, but I'm going to press on. Because guess what? The last thing I want to do if I find myself going through hell and hard situations and circumstances, I'm not going to stand there. I'm going to continue to press on. The last thing I want to do is continue to stay in reluctancy and talk myself out and tear myself down and talk about how everybody else gets a chance and I never get an opportunity. How about I be resilient and remind myself, guess what? I didn't get here by accident. I didn't stumble into my success. I know I deserve better. I know I can do more. I will continue to stand my ground and fight on because I want better. I deserve better because I can, I will, and I must continue to go forward. And last but not least, as I keep the faith, I'm going to acknowledge that I have those fears. I see you over there. I see your frustration. I see your aggravation. I see the things that make me kind of, and when I get by myself, make me kind of worried. But I also see a determination. I also see a drive. I see a resilience. I see a heart that just won't quit. A mindset that continues to be flexible, deliberate, strategic, and intentional. I won't give up, and neither can you. Each and every one of us have the ability to decide today on this Transformative Tuesday that I'm just asking you. I'm challenging each and every one of you. Remember that when we change the way we look at things, we give ourselves a chance to guess what? To change the way things look, to look back and realize that there's a possibility that they can change. I can get beyond where I stand. I can see myself better than the circumstance I'm living in. I can see the greater possibilities beyond the problems. I pray that each and every one of you, each and every one of you be blessed on this Transformative Tuesday.